Today we're going to talk about stops, the little valve that isolates water going to the fixture. Now there's two main types, an angle stop, which is built at a right angle, and a straight stop, which is a straight inline stop. From there, we have three different styles of turning them on and turning them off. The first being the KT, or quarter turn style, which is just like a ball valve. And then we have a multi-turn style, which is just like a gate valve. And lastly, we have a loose key multi-turn style, so no handle. It's actually key operated and is used in a commercial setting to avoid some sort of vandalism. Available in chrome plated or bronze, it is strictly a preference thing. Now let's look at the different types of install methods. 90% of the applications are going to be supplied with 1/2-inch tubing of some sort. In this situation, we're going to use copper tube and this box to act as our drywall. And yes, that's exactly what a bullet or a stub out is used for. They plummet down the wall, and then the drywaller pushes the drywall over it. You slide on a nice fit escutcheon, and then you cut the tubing to length, and then you put your angle stop on from there. In this case, we're looking at a traditional compression type angle stop where the nut goes on, then the ferrule, slide your angle stop on, and then jam nut it nice and tight until it makes a squeak, and that's all done. All right, let's look at an angle stop connecting to PEX stubbed out the wall. Use the exact same escutcheon as you did on copper. They have identical ODs. On this PEX A cold expansion connection, you're going to slide a ring on, insert the expander tool, expand, 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 and then insert your angle stop. This is designed for PEX A, and let it come back on itself. That's a complete PEX A angle stop installation. Moving on to a threaded connection. This is still 1/2-inch, but it's iron pipe size, a little bit larger. So you give it a wrap of Teflon, maybe some pipe dope, and then thread your angle stop on from there. Let's connect up here in a PEX B or a press connection. Same principles. Cut your tubing square, slide your stop on, and then press it. If you forgot to put your escutcheon on first, that's why we sell the F and C, or floor and ceiling plates. You can put them on later. All right, the simplest method out there. This one is a push connection made by SharkBite. You can push this onto anything copper tube size. PEX, CPVC, copper tube. You literally just push it on. It will rotate in any direction. This is today's angle stop. They also offer it in a glued CPVC end, which I didn't show you here, mostly because I didn't have a piece of CPVC, but check this out. You glue it. All right. That covers the connection or the supply side of the angle stop. Now let's talk about going to each fixture and the multitude of options. Now, first and foremost, my personal favorite, the Easy Hooker. Everybody calls them supply lines now, but we used to call them Easy Hookers. Essentially, just a braided supply that threads right onto the outlet thread, whether that's 1/2-inch iron pipe or 3/8 compression or even 1/4-inch for the ice maker. Next would be a rigid connection, very old school or very commercial. Using the compression nut and ferrule that comes on the stop, you would slide in a rigid riser and then connect up to your faucet that way. We also offer adapters that thread right onto the threads of an angle stop and then transition to push, whether that's 3/8 or 1/4. And if you're connecting via PEX, it's just as simple as connecting the other side. Either cold expand or press your PEX right into the other side of the angle stop. Whenever you're using plastic tubing and compression, you either need a plastic ferrule or you need a stiffener. Shown here, we're taking the Uponor PEX and we're using a plastic ferrule to some John Guest Polyflow right to the fixture. They even make angle stops for a laundry application that has a generic hose thread on it, just like your garden hose or a washing machine hose. All right, scenario time. Guy walks in the counter and says, hey, I need a 1/2 by 3/8 iron pipe angle stop. This is what he needs. If a guy says, I need to go 1/2 by 3/8 by 3/8 for a dishwasher and the faucet, this is what you'd give him. If the guy says, I need to go 1/2 by 3/8 by 3/8 with dual shutoffs, this is what you give him. The guy says, hey, I need a 3/8 Uponor angle stop. I need a 1/2 inch Viga straight stop. Here's what he gets. 1/2 by 3/8 compression loose key angle stop. That's the one. 1/4 turn push by 3/8 compression. 3/8 compression with a hammer arrestor. Compression by 3/4 hose. A lot of times people won't distinguish the connection size, only the outlet size. That's perfectly fine because you know now they always mean 1/2 inch. They'll only specify if it's iron pipe, PEX, or push. The bulk of the world in plumbing is using compression. Compression threads on the inlet side and on the outlet side. I intentionally did not use model numbers today because brands and models constantly change. The sizing and methods that you saw here today, that you learned today, are timeless. Let's talk angle stops.